Hi all, this is Lower Priya, Assistant Professor, Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, Rajapalaya. Let's see a topic in human values and ethics, inclusive practices. Inclusive practices is referred to an actions or policies and attitude ensure every individual, regardless of background, ability, identity, or socioeconomic status. In this, we refer to an actions, policies, behaviors, and attitudes that ensure every individual, regardless of background, ability, identity, or socioeconomic status, is treated with dignity, equity, and fairness. In values and ethics, inclusivity is rooted in respect for a personhood, justice, equality, compassion, and social responsibility, in which the aim is to remove discrimination and to promote a participation which empower the marginalized groups and to create an environment where everyone has equal opportunities to grow in an environment. So, which ensures all the individual, regardless of their background, participate fully in a society, which involves accessible infrastructure, unbiased curriculum, and representation in decision-making bodies. It refers to strategies, policies, and actions which are designed to create an environment that embraces and support the diversity groups, ensuring that everyone feels valued, respected, and included. These practices aim to remove barriers to participation and promote equal opportunities for all the members of a community or an organization. So let's see what is the need for an inclusive practices instance. Inclusive practices are essential because society is diverse based on gender, caste, culture, disability, religion, economic status. Inclusive leads to discrimination, inequality, and social conflict. Inclusivity promotes harmony, productivity, and balanced development. Supports Indian constitutional values according to the Article 14, equality, according to the Article 15, non-discrimination, and according to the Article 21A, which has the right to education. Inclusive practices as followed as understanding diversity, creating inclusive environment, promoting equal opportunities, challenging the discrimination and bias, fostering collaboration and engagement, educating and training, measuring and evaluating the progress, leadership and accountability, celebrating diversity and the achievement. Understanding the diversity first then starts with recognizing and appreciating the diversity of an individual in groups based on the factors such as race, ethnicity, gender, sexual education, age, disability, religion, and socioeconomic status and cultural backgrounds, which are actually involved acknowledging the diversity which enriches with communities, organizations, and society by bringing different perspective experiences and talents to the table. The second thing is creating inclusive environment which involves the creating physical, social, and psychological environment where everyone feels very free and welcome and respected. This includes ensuring the accessibility of an individual with an disabilities, providing the gender neutral facilities, promoting multiculturalization, and fostering a culture of belonging. And next is promoting the equal opportunity, providing equal opportunity for all the individuals, regardless of their backgrounds or characteristics. This may involve implementing fair hiring practices, offering training and development opportunities, and providing accommodation to support their needs of diverse individuals. And then challenging discrimination and bias, which actually requires a challenging discrimination, prejudice, and bias in all its forms, which involves raising awareness, promoting empathy, and understanding and addressing systematic barriers that perpetuate inequality, fostering collaboration and engagement. In this, encourage collaboration and participation for all the members of community or all the organization, which include diverse voices in decision making, selecting feedback from marginalized groups, and creating spaces for the dialogue and exchange. Educating and training, which includes providing education and training to raise awareness about diversity, equity, and inclusion. This may include workshops, seminars, diversity training programs, and ongoing learning opportunities for the staff, students, and community members. Measuring and evaluating the progress. In this, ongoing monitoring and evaluation is periodically to assess the progress and identify the areas for implementation, which includes collecting the data, assessment, and selecting the feedback of stating progress, planning, leadership, and accountability. Inclusive practices are driven by the levels of an organization or a community. Leaders play a crucial role in setting themselves and other accountable. Celebrating the diversity and achievements is the last line. So what is the core principle of inclusive practices in sense? We are converted into the five categories. First thing is respect for diversity, accessibility, differentiation, high expectation, and collaboration. So let's see one by one. The first thing is respect for diversity in this. Recognize the person brings in sense. Respect for the diversity means accepting, valuing, appreciating the people who are different from us. The second thing is eliminating the psychic hinder participation, that is accessibility, providing different ways for people to learn and participate, catering to various learning styles and needs, that is differentiation, believing potential of all the individuals and provide the support that they need to succeed. This is highly expected. The last one is collaboration, work together with the individuals and communities to identify and address barriers to the inclusion. So how to implement inclusive practices? It starts from education and awareness, train the educators, staff and community members about the importance of inclusion and how to implement the inclusive practice. Second one is curriculum and instruction. Develop a curriculum that reflects diverse experience and perspective for all the human beings. Use a variety of teaching methods that cater to different learning styles. And then physical environment. Ensure the physical space is accessible to everyone and everywhere, considering mobility, sensory needs, the communication accessibility. The next one is technology. Use technological tools that are accessible and inclusive, providing alternative formats and options for the users with disabilities. Communication. Practice clear and respectful communication, considering cultural backgrounds and communication styles. The last one is positive reinforcement. Celebrate diversity and create a climate where everyone feels valued and encouraged to be participated. And what are the benefits beyond the inclusive practices instance? Increase student engagement and achievement, improve social and emotional well-being, enhance innovation and problem solving, stronger community. The first one is when students feel we are really low, they are more likely to be motivated and invested in learning. And second one is inclusive environment, foster positive relationships, self-esteem and sense belonging to improve social and emotional well-being. Diversity of those leads to more creative solution and approaches to complex challenges, enhance innovation and problem solving. Inclusive communities are more resilient, vibrant, and welcoming to all for all the stronger communities. So let's see the examples of inclusive practices. The first thing is universal design for learning, implementing UDL principle that really and instructional materials and methods provide students for that encourage learning styles and abilities. The second one is culturally responsive teaching, incorporating the cultural relevant content in teaching the strategic acknowledges and respect the diverse backgrounds and experience of the students, make learning more meaningful and engaging. Third one is collaborative learning group. In this, among students from different backgrounds, promotes peer learning and help break down the social barriers, fostering a sense of community and inclusivity. Flexible assessment strategies, offering diverse and smart assessment methods along with students to demonstrate their understanding in the ways that align with their strength and performance, ensuring fair evaluation for all. Some key points to be considered while applying this inclusive practices. Think about what makes you feel excluded or included in society. How can the professional contribute towards reducing these barriers? Think about your own beliefs and consider where they are come from. Inclusive practices means being versatile, flexible, ensuring consistency and accessibility for all, working collaboratively and encouraging personalization, varying learning opportunities, embracing equality, diversity, and inclusion. Let's see variety of inclusive practices example. Let's start from educational settings and end up with a social level. For educational settings, providing special educators for differently able students, anti-bullying rules, using a gender neutral language, extra support for us slow learners, workspace settings, equal pay for all equal work regardless of a gender, hiring differentially able persons, flexible working hours for mothers, especially cultural sensitivity training, social level, community programs for marginalized groups, representation of minorities in local governance, public transport concessions. Challenges and consideration in practicing the inclusive practices, lack of awareness and limited resources. In this, overcoming unconscious bias and creating a culture of inclusive requires ongoing education efforts. And for limited resources, implementing inclusive practices may require additional sources for training, materials, and supportive services. And then prejudice and stereotypes are the main challenges. Lack of awareness beyond the level, fear of differences, inaccessible infrastructure, social hierarchy, and caste system. Thank you.